All right, hello my absolutely beautiful astrology soulmates. It's me, Stormie Grace, bringing you out of the office with me today. I got this beautiful background here. Hopefully you can see it, taking advantage of all of the scenes going on here at the ESAR conference in Westminster, Colorado. So if you are here, hopefully we're going to pop in and have a squeeze with each other. And by the time you are seeing this, as we're rolling into the week of the 29th, we've actually just got a couple days left here at ESAR. But if we met each other at ESAR, just know that I want to see pictures, I want to see all the good stuff. And if we didn't get to meet each other at ESAR, we still got all of the astro goodies for you. I met with a lot of our colleagues and our fellows out there who are discussing astrology in the industry to stay current, to bring you guys the most accurate astrological weather and techniques that are available. So it's a real treat and a real honor to get to attend these things and bring information back to you. But what we are doing today is we are gathering because it is time for the weekly forecast for the week of August 29th. We are in our last few days of August as we are traveling. All right, you guys, as we're jumping in this week, the first thing that we're doing as we're coming into the week, we're coming in with our lunar energies in Libra. So we're coming into the week. This week, last week, we came in very Cancerian. The moon was comfortable. Now we're coming in with a very Venusian energy. We're also coming in knowing that very quickly we're going to experience this retrograde in Libra/Virgo energy. It's going to start in Libra and then back up to this Virgo energy. So be taking note even emotionally as we're coming into the week. What's coming up for you that feels like it's in or out of balance? What's happening around your relationships? When you're thinking about things around your business or business partnerships, anything that you marry two things together, what does this look like for you emotionally? Now, also other things that happen around the moon being in Libra is, first of all, make sure you are locating which house owns Libra for you in your chart. And we all have all signs, so even if you don't have a planet there, remember you do have Libra energy to work with. Look at the concepts and the ideas and the themes that are happening in that particular house and in that particular arena for you, because that's where this lunar energy is pulling your attention to. Now, it's going to stay relatively quiet as we're traveling through Monday, and then we're going to move a little bit later into the week. We're actually going to get to Wednesday before we've got our next movement of the moon moving now into the energy of Scorpio. Okay, now when the moon moves into the energy of Scorpio, the first thing we want to remember is that the moon is considered to be in fall in the energy of Scorpio. And it's because the moon does want to have this emotional experience, this reactive experience to get through the subconscious, unconscious body, process these kinds of things. But in the energy of Scorpio, Scorpio wants to go to hell and back with it, right? The moon doesn't necessarily always want to go to hell and back. It wants to get in there, illuminate some things, have an experience. And Scorpio's like, no, we're going for the full meal deal. I want the Big Mac experience of emotional living. So when the moon is in the energy of Scorpio, we can find ourselves feeling a bit deeper, a bit more mysterious, feeling the depths or the bowels of ourselves or our experiences. This can definitely be something that's coming to your table, and it is not a negative, because the deepest places that most of us go, or into the fear or into the joy, into the ecstasy of what we're experiencing, it's not surface level. We have to go a little bit deeper, especially if we're going to experience that energy of moon in Scorpio, emotional transformation. The other thing I like to think about when the moon is in Scorpio is, where do you need emotional revitalization, regeneration? Where do you need to have a time to kind of pull into yourself? Pull into your space or your surroundings and allow yourself the space and the time to be quiet, to regenerate, to pause, to reflect. You know, meditation without any kind of self-reflection is really kind of pointless, because then you're just listening for the spheres and pretending like you don't have any issues, or pretending like you don't have guidance systems that are working and intuition that is lighting up and calling to you. So it's a great time to use the depth of the self-reflection that's available for us at that time as well. Then we are going to roll into September 1st, and what better to bring in September 1st than Mars being in a sextile to Jupiter. Now, when the planets have sex, that's good for us because it creates a pocket of opportunity, right? The opportunity is right there. But then we also intelligently take action and go to that opportunity. We participate in it, okay? Mars is how we're getting things done. I'm doing it. I have a desire to go this particular direction. Now, also, you can look at Mars in your chart to see not only what you are attracting, like where you're putting out your peacock feathers. That's very much so a Venus energy. You're putting your peacock feathers out to attract something to you. But the Mars energy in your chart may be what naturally tracks to you as well. It naturally comes and pulls this direction. Hi, everybody. So it will naturally be pulling this direction. So in this gorgeous sextile to Jupiter, who's in retrograde, so kind of in a resting energy, but in the space still of expansion, we need to remember that even when Jupiter is in retrograde, it is still a benefic planet. It just has delayed benefit to what it's pointing out to us, okay? So as these two come together, it is a fantastic time for you to take action on past events, Jupiter retrograde, that you were wanting to expand. Maybe where you've collected more wisdom, where you understand things not at the Mercury level of gathering the information, but the Jupiter level of going deeper into that information and making it yours. That's the difference between Mercury and Jupiter. Mercury takes the information, disseminates it, gathers it, pushes it back out. Jupiter takes that information and says, this is mine, this is how I feel about it, this is my philosophy, this is my depth around it. So what you're doing and how you're getting it done now are met beautifully under this sextile, so take delicious advantage of that particular energy. When we get to Friday, we're going to see the moon enter into the energy of Sagittarius. We can lighten up just a little bit. It's a little bit more fun, a little bit more expansive, but just think. You've had this opportunity with Mars and Jupiter in this sextile to take what you know and how you're doing what you're doing and why you're doing what you're doing and to explore that in a different way. And this leads to an emotional freedom and expansion that I don't think we normally have available until new information and concepts and maybe even a new language are presented to us. We're also going to see later in the day, we've got Mercury in this conversation. And I use that word conversation quite lightly here, friends, because Mercury is going to be in opposition. But remember, Mercury is getting ready for its retrograde. Okay, so we've already got Mercury moving forward but slowed down, getting prepared for this retrograde, the retrograde that's just coming a couple days away. So as we see Mercury interact with anything at this particular time, it's not going to be moving quickly, it's not going to be moving swiftly, it's not giving us the normal mercurial movement that I think we would like to see. Instead, it's like Mercury, what's a good word? Mercury gets a little bit pensive, I think, at this particular position of getting ready to slow down. But as we're seeing it here, we're going to see Mercury come into this opposition with Jupiter, okay? So Mercury is opposing Jupiter, that's over in the energy of Aries, also retrograde. So they're both vibrating quite slowly. It's not this power forward kind of energy. And it's an opposition between the me and the we. Libra and Aries, this is how I do things, this is where I'm going, this is how I'm expanding, this is how I want it to look, right? That Jupiter and Aries, I know this now. But Mercury in Libra is we. Hold on. I cannot just throw me out there. There are other people that have to be considered by decisions that I'm making, conversations. So it can almost feel a little bit like an annoyance. But remember, with an opposition, you can continue to let it spread and spread and spread and spread and spread, or we can create the integration, find the sweet spot between the me and the we as we get to Friday. Where can you bring that sweet spot to the middle and find some compromise or something that feels a lot more doable / usable as you're moving through that particular set of energy? Okay, now as we are going to round out the week and we're coming here to Sunday, we are going to experience, first of all, the moon moving into the energy of Capricorn. So as we get to Sunday evening and that moon moves into Capricorn, we're a little bit more serious. It's like, all right, I'm closing out the day. I've had this exploration, but I'm willing to get my emotional tacos a little bit more in a row, get serious about what I need to be successful, to achieve what I need to achieve, especially emotionally. And the thing about the moon in Capricorn is it's not entirely emotional. You might be a little bit detached from the emotion a bit, or a bit more reserved with your emotional exploration and expression here, but that's okay because it allows you to actually make some moves. Instead of getting caught in the emotion of it, you're able to be a little bit more practically grounded with the steps that you need to take in order to achieve what you need to, especially emotionally. As we're going into the week, are you rested? Are you hydrated? Have you meditated? Did you care for yourself? What have you done to make sure that your space and your routine is ready for you to achieve the best that you can this week? And have you taken the emotional time to prepare that? I think this is a fantastic energy to consider. Now, to help you with that deliciousness, later in the day, we're also going to see Venus move into the energy of Virgo. Okay, love gets organized. Organize your love life, right? Organize your love life. Organize your relationships. Organize your finances. Organize your value. Organize all the Venus areas of your life. Organize your look, right? Like, listen, it's been rough, okay? We have made it 8 months into 2022, and some people and some moments have been harder than others. As Venus comes into Virgo, it's time to pluck your eyebrows or like just get it together a little bit, right? This is a time where you can honestly organize the look. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel put together? What makes you feel in order? With your finances, are they in order? I think Venus and Virgo, of course, depending on where it's going to happen in your individual chart. So locate Virgo on your chart so you can see the house that very specifically is going to be activated. And of course, if you have any planets or points that are going to be connected to that, it will change the condition of this. But getting your finances in order. Now, the other thing I think about with Venus entering into the energy of Virgo is that Venus is good for art, for music, for romance, for these kinds of things, but we can also become the shadow side of Virgo where we're too nitpicky about ourselves or the people around us. Okay, like it's I'm getting my look together, but I'm never good enough. It's never good enough. They're never good enough. It's never clean enough. It's never enough. And that can be a real shadow side of that Virgo tendency, as opposed to the evolved version of Virgo that just says, I want this area to be the best, the most loved, the most healthy, the most attuned in my life, in the most alignment. I want to love in a way that is so free and so organized that I'm of service to the world and the people around me. Because how can you be giving out, can you transmit something that you don't have, right? This is a good call for each of us to get our houses in order where Venus is concerned. So we've got lovely energy as we're coming here in to September. We've also got Mars just there on the 2nd, remember, slowing down, getting ready for pre-retrograde shadow, which we will see Mars take that retrograde, kicking off in October, and then we'll experience the full cycle of that for 7 months, so well into 2023 as well. Now we've got Uranus that is retrograde, and we'll experience that cycle until May 9th of 2023 as well. So lots of looking back. If you're having this sense or you're having this feeling like I've been trying to move something forward and I'm really excited about the growth or the expansion about what's coming next, but I feel like I can't get it to go, I just want to let you know that's a lot of us right now. The universal energy is a little bit slowed down this next couple weeks, so take time. Take care. Enjoy the beauty of service of Virgo season, and make sure that you're getting your own house in order so that what you put out, what you transmit, what you share with others, the space you make to be shared with from others is as in order and in alignment and as healthy and beautiful and lush and growing as only Virgo season can bring to your table. All right, my beautiful friends, I love you all a ton. I look forward to seeing you next week. I'll see you in the YouTube Academy. We've got our first new class of year 2 coming up September 7th with Sarah DeHaven, and she is going to take you through planetary phases. So if you don't have planetary phases and how they work and they talk to each other in cycle and in phase under your belt, we've got something really good for you. We'll have our next brand new class happening in October, and of course we've got our teachers coming back in between. So if you've missed anything in the YouTube Academy, go back to the playlist that is on the homepage of this channel, or come to stormiegrace.com. You can check it out on my website as well, and it'll link you back to the playlist anyways, and join into learning all of the content and all of the skills and the technique training that is out here and available to you from teachers from around the globe. So I love you guys a ton, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.